Welcome to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside
the voice of real estate,
alongside the best mortgage planner, the best mortgage guy in town, the Lone Ranger Bruce Woodburn. We're bringing you your real estate news, your mortgage news. You don't have to tune into any one of the 37 news channels on your.
No, we'll give it all to you right here.
We'll give it all to you right here. What's really going on, and then if you need a personal plan, call us. We'll help you. If it's time to refinance, if it's time to buy that dream home. When is it the best time to do that? We're wrapping up 2024, which is going to turn out to be kind of a mediocre year for Central Florida real estate, but prices still rose, Bruce. I think that's the good news.
What did we get? 5%? Close to it?
Probably year to year, we're probably, depending on what price range you are, you're probably 3%, let's say 3%, which is
is a normal year.
A normal real estate market.
Yep.
So, but people get, all they can remember is the years we got 15% appreciation. So,
well, and we see some areas of Florida, if you get down around Sarasota, all the way down to like, Punta Gorda, you're starting to see some declines in values slightly, just because I think it's all because of those hurricanes.
Those storms probably changed things.
A lot of the snowbirds went, you know what? This is too many hurricanes for me. We're out of here.
Yeah. And we get the benefit of some of that. I haven't bumped any of those people yet, but sometimes I'll have somebody buying a house here saying, oh, we left the coast because of just that.
Right.
Central Florida, we get the benefit. We have more people moving to Central Florida from the rest of Florida than we do from the rest of the country.
I believe
that's the main thing to remember. It's great to say that Florida, we were number one in net migration to our state. It was like 330,000 people last year. And so that's a great stat, but those people are spread out all over the state. And I think Central Florida, I see the contracts, and this is anecdotal, but I do business in 6 counties all the time. And I ask where the buyer's coming from. I get some background on them. I find it. 75% of the time, it's another Central Floridian buying your home.
Yeah,
somebody else that they needed to move. They're selling a rental property. Mom went into assisted living. It's time to sell, or it's the big house. They're downsizing before the kids can move back in when they come back from college. It's that kind of thing. And then there's the people that come from the rest of Florida, because Tampa, more expensive than us.
I would say
South Florida, more expensive.
I would bet you my production is somewhere around 10 to 15% from people from out of state. Not much more than that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty consistent. So probably 1 in 10 transactions I do is going to be somebody coming down here from out of state.
So I want to dig in. We're going to dig into what 2024 sales did. We're going to talk about, we got a Fed cut coming up. What's happening with interest rates. We're going to talk about market position and market absorption. If you ask a realtor and they don't know what that is, run away. So
call Cleve.
Or tell them to finish bagging your groceries and walk out to your car and help you unload them in the car.
Along with Kamala.
Yeah.
Is she bagging groceries now?
Anyway, what do you got, Bruce?
Well, I want to talk about what rates are expected to do. What's going to happen if the Fed does do another quarter point?
We got that coming up this week.
We certainly do. And then who's buying homes today? Who's out there in the market? And is the market feeling a little healthier today than it was prior to the election? So I think we ought to dive into that, because I think a lot of people, Cleve, have been waiting for interest rates to drop, and they just have not seen it happen. And I do believe that a lot of folks have just come to the realization that a 6.5% fixed rate loan is not that bad. It's not that bad. And average rate over the last 30 years has been over 7.5%. So you're almost a full point lower than that in today's market. Now, I was looking at the national average of interest rates the other day, and the national average is 6.95%, almost 7% right now is your national average. However, we're still locking loans in the low to mid 6s. I even locked one in the high 5s last week.
That's why they need to call you.
Everyone's different. It used to be where I could go and I could give a rate sheet and say, here's the rates that are, it's too difficult today because credit scores, debt to income ratio, loan to value, type of property, type of loan. It's so different for everyone that it's really difficult to determine an interest rate until you've actually examined the client. But there's a lot of things that I think we got to cover because we've hit the end of the year. All right. This is it. You're not going to go into contract this weekend and close by the end of the year. I could do it.
Cash. I had a cash. I had the Bluebird of Happiness.
You got everything ready to go. So matter of fact, today is the 13th. You've got or is it it's 14th. You've got essentially 15 days and a bunch of holiday time in there. But if you needed to close, get your application made immediately. Go to webringyouhome.com or call or text 407-250-9144 or call Cleve at 407-352-8118. 407-352-8118. Cleve Loveland from Loveland Properties. He can absolutely help you out.
And I'm watching numbers here, Bruce. Looking at 2024 versus 2023, we're about 15% behind on sales, the number of sales.
Yes.
Inventory being way up. Now, what we had through the beginning of this year, it's funny, rates were actually lower the beginning of this year. They've been averaging last year, they probably averaged almost 7%, 23.
Yep.
Right now they're about 6.5, 6.75 for the year.
Yep.
But that's why they need to call you and you can help them raise their credit score, get a better loan, get fast track now.
Every day we help
if
folks.
You guys
are
sitting around the Christmas tree unwrapping presents and you're thinking about, God, the kids are getting big and there's another baby on the way. You want a bigger home. Now that's the time to call Bruce and see, let's find out exactly what I'm looking at.
Get the ball rolling.
Our Leapfrog program will teach you how to build some generational wealth. We're doing that January 22nd.
22nd. You'll need to register immediately. We are filling up for that class. We haven't had one in a few months. So this is where Cleve and I share with you the things that we've done, the standards that we've put in place for buying and acquiring property and helping people just like you develop generational wealth. So we wanted to we don't want to retire poor, right? We want to retire.
Correct.
And we don't believe our Social Security is going to be enough. And the real estate business does not give us a pension. So we had to make sure we set up our investments. So we will show you how to buy real estate the way the pros do, how to turn them into rental properties, how to have all your properties, say 5 properties in the next 20 years, all free and clear, paying you $30,000 a month in income into your retirement. And you've got about $3 to $5 million, depending on the price point, worth of real estate free and clear.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great way to retire?
And it's nothing, we're not going to tell you to raise your deductibles on your insurance and your cars and live off the grid or anything like that. This is just regular real estate.
Nope. We're going to make it simple.
I've seen it work for my investors and people over the years.
Well, it's a simple process that we've developed, but you have to know the type of properties that work best. You have to know how to be a good landlord. You have to know how to choose your tenants properly. So these are all things we're going to share with you. So go to webringyouhome.com. You'll see my events page, January 22nd, 6:30, live and in person, $25 per person, $30 per couple to get in.
All right. That's funny. Because I just went to somebody yesterday, Bruce. Their daughter was their tenant. Never paid a dime of rent. They had an agreement. It was a reduced market rent. She was being a good mom, but they never paid a dime of it. And so she didn't disinherit her. She just had her move out after a year. So, and she's going to actually get a great rent on that property now. But there's right ways to do it. There's things you want to avoid, avoiding condos, avoiding 2-bedroom, 1-bath, just the return you get, how to watch out for maintenance issues, how to keep the property, how to exit when you're ready to exit.
Absolutely.
I have some people, most of my clients, when they're above 60, 70, I want them to start harvesting these homes for simplicity's sake. If they have not a lot of cash, a bunch of real estate, I think you should have like half your money
in cash. When you start getting into your 60s, you need to have, you're going to have
pay off your mortgages in your 60s. That's what we're looking at. And I just try and help people, guide them what's best for them. And, Bruce, I see people, right now not getting enough rent, going to buy their new home and fretting about, worrying about the price or, I think I can, on one hand, I can count. I had some people over the past 4 years saying, "Oh my God, we're going to crash.
We're not going to crash."
So, and I will call them.
How many times have we heard that?
I'm going to start calling them and say, "Hey guys, your price is up. It's still a good time. Those houses you were looking at for 650 are now 680. And let's get out there."
And I want to reach out to all of you that are thinking that, because if you are one of the people that think, "Oh my God, we're in for a crash, prices are going to come down," I will tell you right now, prices are not going to come down unless you want to go to Punta Gorda. Then prices aren't
probably buying a vacant lot if it actually got wiped out.
Correct. So, but here, and you can't say inflation and price reduction at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yep.
So, and more people want to live in Florida. You've got 3 really dynamic areas. But believe it or not, Pensacola is booming right now. Orlando, one of the top places to buy.
Affordable houses, yeah.
And Tampa.
Yep.
So you have those 3 areas, and I go down to Lakeland. I'm down there with Southern Homes all the time. Lakeland is booming. So if you think I'm going to sit and wait for prices to drop, you are only waiting for prices to get worse. Now, that could be your equity instead of someone else's.
Well, you don't want to not be in the game.
You have to be in the game.
Especially if you're renting.
Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, the voice of real estate here in Central Florida. He can help you find the right home, sell your home, help you stage it, get the most you can possibly get for it, and sell it as quickly as humanly possible. Then the Loaner Ranger here to help you with all your financing needs, purchase, refinance, new construction, home equity, reverse mortgages, you name it. I got it. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or go to WeBringYouHome.com and get your application finished. All right.
And so, Bruce, I do want to ask you, your new construction, all the builders you work with, they haven't been cutting prices.
Nobody's cutting prices.
And they were giving like a 5% or a 4%.
They've even cut back some of them on real estate commissions and incentives.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, Trinity Family Builders, one of my favorite builders here in the Orlando area, anywhere from St. Cloud up to Leesburg, they will pay all your closing costs up to 6%, which is the maximum allowable. So you come to the Loaner Ranger, I'll connect you there. I'll get your closing costs paid. I got a great client. Came to me. I referred them over to Trinity. She absolutely is in love with the property. So they're great. Now, Southern Homes down in Lakeland, they'll pay all your closing costs when you use my services.
Yep.
They have 25 move-in ready inventory homes.
Wow.
And Trinity's got about 18 move-in ready homes. You want move-in ready right now? I can have you in a house in January right now, brand new construction, and get all your closing costs paid. And if you're a real estate agent, you don't have to fight for your commission.
Well, you watch those
the builders are going to pay you.
You watch those builders. They have really honed their business to where, they're not going to get caught holding 50 homes if the market does slow down again going into next year. I don't think it will. Rates are going to come down. We're going to see, Florida, we've weathered this bad economy for the past 2 years with an average real estate year, a little below average.
That's right.
But prices still rose. So now's the time to jump in and find out, what is your plan? I help people all the time saying, all right, kids are going off to college. I want to go ahead and, get into a newer home. I don't need 3,500 square feet anymore. Or I do need 3,500 square feet. 1,900 is not enough. We do that all the time. Bruce.
Absolutely.
I've got a bunch of people right now, move ups, move downs. And that's what I've seen how to coordinate. When somebody lists a home and they're going to buy the new home, how do you coordinate that?
Yeah.
And I know what they can do.
Well, people get nervous about that, but you do this every day and you can help them walk through the process. Now, listen, we only got a minute left. When we get back from the next break, I want to talk about people that want to refinance and the best way, the best time to refinance. So you will not want to miss this next segment, because I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to expect to hear from a mortgage lender. So just stay tuned. Cleve and I'll be back. Actually, you know what?
Phone
Cleve,
number?
Let's do your phone number.
407-352-8118 for one of the busiest realtors in town. 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, or the Loaner Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, 35 years in the mortgage business, right here in your backyard. We are the #1 mortgage company in the country. I have every loan program you could possibly ever think of, and a bunch you've never even heard of. You can call me now at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve and I will be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loaner Ranger Radio Show. Don't go anywhere.